Welcome to Friends Cross the Canning, episode 7. The full 12-part series, plus additional camera outtakes, are available right now for streaming or downloading in 4K. Click the link in the description.
It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and there, as I sleep in my penthouse tent, I see the children and their swags. And we've all been woken tonight by a dingo that's on the prowl. I've done this many times, mostly in Africa, that is, and the animals I am waiting to see or record are more often than not Heiner, the sound that carries through the bush, as eerie as one can imagine. The dingo is not just the Australian equivalent, but it's equally eerie.
Today, we celebrate halfway. We've reached the halfway point of Australia's longest cattle route and overland off-road track, the Canning Stock route. And we've done it in our 47-year-old Range Rover, my fabulous troop carrier, and a Hilux and a Mitsubishi Nissan thing. And we've deserved a day's break. But it's not going to be a holiday. We actually have to work on the vehicles today to prepare for the second half, which could easily be a lot tougher than the first. Established in 1996, 4xOverland is the world's first global overland expedition channel. Join us as we explore the world by four-wheel drive. This series is made in collaboration with the Off-Road History Museum, United Arab Emirates.
Big deal. A really big deal for me. We've reached the halfway point. It's been amazing. The Range Rover's running perfectly. We're going to spend the day here, and we can replenish our water, and I'm going to take a very close look at the Range Rover. I'm actually keeping a diary in the Britpart 2022 calendar of our progress. There it is there, and I do this in order to compare it with Paul Marsh's diary that he took in our trip here in 2017, and I want you to look closely at Paul's handwriting. You know, I'm not a handwriting expert, but if I was to be one, I would diagnose that handwriting. Just look at it closely. It looks like Paul is actually being attacked by a shark while writing this diary. He's like, get away from me! Anyway, so comparing Paul's notes with my notes has been interesting, and we're making very similar time. We have done a total of 3,885 kilometres since I left my home, and yesterday's tally was 145. The last 35 or so was just that brutal corrugations where you actually are sitting at between 60 and 70 kilometres an hour. So that just swallowed up that piece, and we actually have arrived here one day earlier than we thought we might, mainly because of that. And in Paul's writing. So that's basically what, let's see how long we've actually been on the track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is day 8, and we also started at Stretch Lake with Paul, and we have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. Yes, seven days. So we're a little faster, a day faster on the trip in 2017. He would have made a great doctor.
But no time to waste. Lots to do. Photograph the birds.
What are these birds thinking as they fly like this? I'm following him, but I'm following you. Why are you following me? I don't know. Look, a politician, but we're going nowhere. I know, follow him quickly.
All of the vehicles are in quite bad shape, except for the Range Rover, of course. So we need to do a bit of work to make sure that we reach the end without further trouble.
You had a puncture?
I had a puncture, yeah. I did stake the sidewall right there. But we could fix it. So far it's holding pressure. We'll wait till tomorrow and see what happens.
Oh, look at that underneath the car.
Just been making sure any of the seeds are out, because I don't want them to swell up and spray it out with water.
That's looking really good, Rob.
Yeah, a little bit of a clean out.
Good job. Yeah, fantastic.
This is my cabin air filter. I put that in new before we started.
One of the weaknesses, this has been reinforced, but the base we did not reinforce. It was too difficult.
We have water to spare.
Considering our achievement thus far, I can't help but look back at the origins of this idea. A little more than a year ago, I purchased the Range Rover in Melbourne, did a little bit of work on it, and then drove it right across Australia, unsupported.
Last bit to get into the car.
What began as a quest to find and purchase, no matter its state, my Range Rover that I sold 30 years ago has led me to this. Sleeping the night, curled on the back seat, to be woken by the Australian bush calls and being reacquainted with the familiar smell of gear oil. It's been 9 weeks since I purchased the Range Rover, blind, from the other side of Australia. Now in Melbourne, I collected it, drove it a bit, spent the last 5 days working on it, and 5 days worrying about the journey I'm about to undertake. 3,500 kilometres to my home in Western Australia. Yes, I'm driving it home.
Here we go.
And you find me now dreading the Melbourne morning mayhem as I look forward to that all-elusive open road.
Range Rover parts come to the rescue again. Pizza handle complete.
how wonderful it is to have done absolutely nothing all day, and then the rest.
You just go north.
What are they?
You'll find out when you eat them, because I ain't got a bloody clue.
You are a little paprika twist, you are.
Yeah, boys. Knock another one up here. That's a bit better.
Thanks, Robbie.
That's not bad.
What a luxury. Pizza in the middle of nowhere. So I can say I've done something as well. Look at that. Look at the pizza I made.
I'm going to do another one.
Yes. Don't hold back.
I'm not.
Love you.
Love you too.
It's the first time on a big trip with my troop carrier, and I'm pleased to say that of my 100-litre water tank, I still have half remaining. But I am going to fill it up. The track ahead of us is over 100 kilometres longer than the track behind us. That could easily mean an additional 2 or 3 days travel.
In 2017, from the same water hole, we used a ticka siphon, and I had to hold the jerry can up here to siphon it down into the tank. This is a little easier.
Look how far technology has come.
Yeah, look how far technology has come.
And it's even filtered in between.
Yeah.
Kunarawiji is a settlement mentioned and escape route, a place where we can refuel and buy some basic supplies. We're also going to inquire about the reopening of the permit system, closed since the pandemic began in early 2020. We've been completely out of touch for over a week, but it was, when we left, about to reopen. But the 5-minute drive there is going to take a little bit longer than we thought it might.
What happened to you, Robbie?
The engine needed a rest. There was a little bit not enough fuel to get just down there.
To get that half kilometer to Kunarawiji?
Yeah.
So, and you ran out here?
Yeah.
Well, you know the deal. See you, mate.
So the Range Rover has run out of fuel. So close! So close! And when I say close, I'm talking 3 kilometers or so. Oh dear, that's funny. We thought we would be able to squeeze in and just get in to fill it up. Oh well. So close.
Okay.
So close. It's like 3 kilometers to go.
Come on in.
See? Just fuel.
Like it never happened.
Time to see how much fuel we've all used.
All done? Yeah, we'll work out the consumptions tonight and
Work it out.
Work it out.
It's less than what I thought, because that's both tanks topped up.
163 litres for both tanks.
Yeah.
That's very good. Far better than I expected.
That is 133.3 litres.
Now my V8 troop carrier. The speed at which I've seen the needle fall, actually it's been doing quite well.
129.9 litres.
That's better than the Hilux. And the Mitsubishi, best of all, at 15.5 litres per 100 kilometres.
While we were on the track, the permit system opened. So we've come into Kunarawiji now, and they very kindly let us use their computer, and we have purchased our permits, and we now have the permission officially, as well as just verbally, to continue our trip on the Canningstock route. But the permits weren't necessarily just, it's not like a pay, get, drive. It might take 24 hours to get a permit to travel further south. So it would be wrong for us to traverse the lands without a permit at this point, and so we will do what it takes to get a permit.
Several phone calls later, and with some help from the kind locals, by the time lunchtime arrived, so did our permits.
I also want to say thank you to the people that run the store here. Thank you so much for your... They really did. They actually made it possible for us. They loaned us the computer, their internet connection and everything, and gave us telephone numbers to call, so they've been massive help. In fact, it's because of them that we are able to continue on the track. Alright, the convoy's back on the move. Managed to get some few supplies replenished at their store, which was actually quite well stocked. The store at Kanarawiji is not badly stocked, but more importantly than bread and milk, ice creams. Nobody has had an issue at all with the fact that we have been on the route, the verbal permission we got and the written permission we got, but now we have purchased permits for the entire track, not just the track that we're about to do, but actually permit for a retro permit, if you like. It's fantastic. So they've asked me, as being one of the first people to have done the first person to have done the track since the reopening of the permit system, to encourage people, it's open, permit system is operational, come back please, is the universal message from all of the people.
It's well after 2 p.m. before we get going. The good news is we don't have to spend another night at well 33 waiting for permits, but the bad news is that our tally so far today is just 9 kilometres. So we better get going.
That's lucky, that must have only just happened.
What's happened there?
Got a water leak.
Water
The
leak.
tank has got a water leak on one of the weld spots.
Fortune shines on us once again.
Find it, Robbie?
Can you open my rear drawer?
Heiner didn't stop because of a leak in the water tank. He stopped because of overheating rear brakes.
Gel? Grab some of that.
Yeah? Stay away from the hot stuff and don't sit up.
Yeah, okay, thank you. I'll try to remember that.
There we go. There she goes.
You can download and binge watch all 12 episodes now by clicking the button on the screen now.